So in this video, I thought we'd go over some of the misconceptions I've came across in many of my comments about airships over the years, as well as highlighting some of the beautiful interiors of these, which really made them massive luxury airliners in the sky, kind of like a cruise ship. A lot of you think airships are nothing more than blimps. So one of the things that separated the airships from blimps, aside from just the massive size difference, was that these had rigid frames with several bladders full of lighter than air gas, either helium or hydrogen. Well, as you see, the blimp on the left is a non-rigid frame, much smaller. Only a few people can ride in the gondola. And here's a picture really kind of showing the size difference between a blimp and an airship. Not only the size though, but that rigid frame added a level of protection. As you can see here, this airship was damaged and several of those inflated bladders were compromised. However, it still allowed for the airship to stay afloat to safely unload the passengers. And you can see here's another cross-section of the luxury liner of the R100. All the cabins, ballrooms, full-size kitchens, promenades, observation decks were all on the lower frame of that rigid structure. You can see the interior layout of the Hindenburg here. And the interiors were beautiful and spacious. Beautiful two-story lounges, dining rooms with one heck of a view. One of my favorite shots of the interiors of these airships, though, has to be this map in the stateroom of the Hindenburg. Just take a look at all that extra water in South America, North America, and Africa, looking like a completely different map than we know today. And you can see some even had a top floor exterior observation deck. What a view that must have been. And you had elevators to take you to the top and bottom floor, as you see here. And these mooring stations could be erected anywhere, making even the most remote areas possible by airship. And that's what I believe the original intention of places like the Eiffel Tower and the Empire State Building were used for. And even though the Empire State Building still has that mooring station today, they say it was never used, that it was far too dangerous and windy. But apparently they didn't get the memo, and many skyscrapers had mooring stations built on top at the time, though they have been quietly removed over the years, if the original structure is still even standing. Airships have always been one of my favorite fascinations of the old world, and like this painting from the